Welcome to Knowledge Search channel. So in this video, we will be discussing about the continuation of the previous video. That is, we were discussing about Six Sigma and telehealth. So already we have discussed about part 1 and 2, and this is actually the part 3. So in this part 3 also again we are going to discuss about the other different techniques of how to optimize the virtual patient consultants and how the Six Sigma is improving the telehealth based applications. So this is what the discussion is all about. So now, as you all know, we were discussing about earlier. We were discussing about this DMAIC architecture, which is widely used in most of the almost all the Six Sigma concepts. That is define, measure, analyze, and control. So this is where we stopped at actually, and there is in short it is called as a DMAIC. Okay, that is a DMAIC. So it is called as DMAIC. So now I will just give you a quick recap of what we have discussed in the past videos. So as you know that we were discussed, we have made several videos related with the what is the need for the Six Sigma, where it is used, and all those things. So we know that the Six Sigma is it is just a quality control tool. Okay, so where it is a data driven philosophy is used in particular many of the world organizations to achieve the near perfection. So almost all the MBA students they have to understand why this and where this particular Six Sigma concepts are used for their career growth nowadays, because it is the need of the hour. So actually the primary goal of the Six Sigma is to reach the level of quality where the process produces no more than 3.4 DPMO, which is called as defects per million opportunities. So actually this particular Six Sigma concept is used in order to improve our decision making technique, as well as to increase the profitability, and as well as to increase the customer loyalty and to minimize the variation. So this is what the Six Sigma concept is all about, and it has been used widely in many of the industry. Initially it was founded by the Motorola company in 1886, and finally it has been followed by many of the industries for their technological upgradation, as well as their global market enhancement. So like it is used in many of the technology based industries, manufacturing based industries, healthcare based industries, finance based industries, consumer goods based, and even in automobile industries it is used, widely used. Anyway, in detail we will discuss in the last slide actually. So you know that this particular Six Sigma concept has been used for various certifications as well. So the certification part is something like initially you'll be getting the white belt, then yellow belt, then green belt, then black belt, then finally you'll be getting the master black belt. So it always the level of the belt decides it always indicates the level of expertise and as well as your responsibility in that particular organization. If you go with higher level, you can go with higher package and higher positions. That is what it's all about. So actually this particular Six Sigma certification acts as a quality stamp actually. This is what, and you can use it in your resume, and I'm sure that you will be getting around 20% salary hike if you have the Six Sigma certification as well. So you can be placed as quality assurance manager or project manager, etc. So this is what we have discussed in the previous video. In order to just have a small recap, I just want to give you a small recap of what we have discussed earlier. So now and also we have discussed about in the previous videos we have discussed about the digital shift in modern healthcare, as well as we have discussed about the defined concept, and we were starting in discussions about DMAIC concept, how we can implement this DMAIC concept in the Six Sigma. So as well we have discussed about the first two different things, that is define and measure. So in case of define, we have discussed how to map the virtual patient journey, as well as in case of measure, that is quantifying the digital latency, we have discussed. So now we have already we have discussed this DMAIC. That is two different things we have discussed. So now again we are moving on with the how to use the that is analyze phase. Okay, how to use the analyze phase, and that is streamlining the control flow, connection flow using the that is improve phase. Okay. So in case of analyze phase, we will be discussing about uncovering the root causes of the virtual phase. So this is what we have we are going to cover in this particular video. So for example, what we are going to discuss is that is during the analyze phase, you can see that the team will be investigating why certain consultations and experience delays are happening, and using a Pareto chart. So they will be using the Pareto chart. The team will discover that might discover that 80% of the delays are caused by just 20% of the issues, and such as the incomplete browser versions or patient unfamiliarity with the interface. So all those things will be identified. So this data driven approach moves beyond the compliance to identify the systematic failures in the digital infrastructure. So then in case of the improve phase, so improve phase is nothing but streamlining the connection flow. So for example, in case of the improve phase, it will be focusing on eliminating the non-value added steps, and solutions might include automated pre-visit tech checks as well, which is sent to patient 15 minutes before their appointment to ensure their hardware in functioning. So by standardizing the intake process through the digital forms that auto populate into the electronic health record, that is which is called as EHR actually, the medical team can reduce the redundancy in data entry, as well as it can focus entirely on the patient. So this is what the very important thing which you want to understand in case of the improve phase. So now we have discussed about how this particular Six Sigma concept has been used in for example, it is used in analyze phase as well as the improve phase. So in the forthcoming topics we will be discussing further. And now in order to just close the session, I just wanted to give again what is the need for the Six Sigma. So you know that Six Sigma is a very important concept in most of the MNC companies nowadays, and you know that what is this Six Sigma is all about is nothing but it is just a quality control tool, and for example it is we can say that it is a data-driven philosophy, and it is used by most of the MNC companies. And you know this for any MBA graduate is a very important concept. And for example, if you take the need for Six Sigma, the primary goal of Six Sigma is to reach a level of quality where the process produce no more than 3.4 DPMO. That is 3.4 DPMO in the sense 3.4 defects per million opportunities. So how this can be achieved is the organizations need the Six Sigma in order to increase the profitability, good decision making techniques, and as well as the customer loyalty is very important, and we also reduce the variation all over the industry. So that is used for minimizing the variation. So it is for example also it is used in many of the MNC companies. For example, if you take the manufacturing based companies, it is used in Toyota, Ford, Boeing, Caterpillar, etc. In finance based, you can see that it is used in Bank of America, and it is used in American Express, JP Morgan, etc. In case of healthcare, you can see that it is used in Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, and McKesson. So many different things are there. So we have also discussed about different Six Sigma certifications like white belt, yellow belt, green belt, black belt, and master black belt. So based on your expertise, you can get the good responsibility in a particular industry. So whereas so this Six Sigma certification will always be a very good quality stamp on your resume, and it can also lead to you to achieve about 20 to 25% of salary increase, and you can be placed as a quality assurance manager or as well as a project manager, etc. So it's a very important nowadays that we are always upgraded with the current trends. So thank you very much for your patient listening. I hope this particular video would have given you or opened your eyes related with the different concepts in Six Sigma, that is especially in case of the DMAIC concept. So if you really like this video, please give a thumbs up, and if you have any doubts, you can comment in the section. As well as if you really feel that this particular video will be useful to someone, please share it. As well, if you really like the videos which I post on this particular channel, please subscribe and give me a support. So thank you very much for your patient listening. Thank you.